What's up guys, it's Lightspiral here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my Hall of Heroes prediction for the January 2018 Hall of Heroes. So this month should be a light Hall of Heroes, which is why I am running this full light Giants B10 team right now.
I am the way your son don't need a gun to get
And this is also going to be our first Hall of Heroes of the year just because it is January. So while this run's going, I'll quickly explain what the rules are for the Hall of Heroes monsters, even though most of you guys probably know them, so I'll do it quick. So the first rule would be that the monsters can't have any Nat 3 counterparts, so stuff like Iona cannot be a Hall of Heroes. The second rule, as far as I know, is that the monsters can't be fusion or farmable, but no light dark 4 stars are fusion or farmable, so that should not be a problem here. And then the last rule, which I guess isn't technically a rule, but it's basically a rule, is that you can't have a super insane or super OP monster being the Hall of Heroes. So I think that more or less sums up the rules. I don't think I forgot anything. And now I'll head over to the monster box. So the monsters available are just going to be the Nat 4s minus a couple of them. So you can see the first Nat 4 here is going to be the Nine-Tailed Fox up in the top middle. And the last one is going to be the Tableau in the bottom left. So here are going to be the monsters that are not going to be possible to have in this Hall of Heroes based on the rules that I said a second ago. Now, Light and Dark Hall of Heroes are always the ones that you really hope are going to be actually kind of decent, because there's a good chance you're not going to get these monsters out of scrolls. So if they could give us a nice one out of the Hall of Heroes, that'd be great. That being said, the Light Hall of Heroes, like many other Hall of Heroes, have a really good tendency to be very bad. So I'm going to give a little honorable mention, I guess you could call it. Basically, it's just a monster that I'm not guaranteeing or anything is going to be the Hall of Heroes, but I'd say there's a pretty good chance it's going to be this monster. Shamey, the light Nine-Tailed Fox. I believe this was actually my guess for the last light Hall of Heroes, and if it was my guess, I got it wrong. I guessed her because, to be honest, she is not really great in anything. She doesn't do great damage. She has a heal for a third skill, and it's nothing crazy. But nothing crazy would be a very good descriptive word for Hall of Heroes monsters in this game. Now I'll get into my official guess for what this is going to be.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
And here's my guess. Some of you guys might want to call me crazy for this one. I'm going to call Pang on this, and I have a reason. So she's actually a pretty okay monster, especially for bosses, so for earlier game players, she's actually pretty good. She's got the same first two skills as HoH. When they're max skilled, this is 80% chance to speed debuff, and this would be a 3-turn cooldown rather than a 4-turn cooldown. And then she has a pretty unique passive that allows her to elongate harmful effects by 1 turn every time she attacks the enemy. She also has this little damage multiplier, but that's not really the main reason you would use her. But so this works on all harmful effects, except I guess it doesn't work on sleep because you'd wake them out of sleep. But you can make 2-turn stuns or freezes into 3 turns or 1 turns into 2 turns. And on bombs, it works the reverse way. So if it's a 2-turn bomb, it'll make it a 1-turn bomb. At least I think it works like that on bombs. And some of you guys might think I'm a little crazy for this one because she might be a little too good for Hall of Heroes. And to that, I would have to say, yes, she might be too good for Hall of Heroes, but I have a reason for this. So right now, this is how you can see the light monsters that I have summoned right here. So you can see the ones that are lit up, and these Nat 5s are obviously not going to be in the Hall of Heroes, so we'll just look at these Nat 4s, and you can see nothing below the Natalie is going to be summoned. Now, I'll just go through these ones that are lit up with you. I got the Light Undyne in a Hall of Heroes. I got R in a Hall of Heroes, and in a Light Dark Scroll. I got Ava in a Hall of Heroes. I got Pang in a Light Dark Scroll. I got Conrad in a Light Dark Scroll and a Hall of Heroes. I got Gemini in a Light Dark Scroll and a Hall of Heroes. And last, but certainly not least, I got Natalie in a Light Dark Scroll and the Hall of Heroes. So some of you might have noticed a trend here. You can see that I have 7 Light Nat 4s right here. Out of the 7, I got 2 of them from the Hall of Heroes, 1 of them from a scroll, and 4 of them from both. But that would mean that Pang is the one and only light dark 4-star I have that has not been a Hall of Heroes yet. I'm sorry, not a light dark, specifically light. I have 2 dark 4-stars that have not been Hall of Heroes. But by that logic, I'm going to guess that Comdos is going to make this Hall of Heroes another one that I've already summoned, bringing me back to 0 light Nat 4s that have not been a Hall of Heroes monster. So that's going to be my guess for this month. If this does happen, I'm sure there'll actually be quite a bit of happy Summoners War players that day it's announced. I will obviously not be too happy with this, but there will be plenty of people happy with this. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to come at me with your science as to why this is impossible, and I'd love to hear it in the comments. Also, I would love to hear your guys' predictions for these Hall of Heroes. Normally we get a pretty good discussion going about these Hall of Heroes, and a lot of people like to make sure that they brag when they got it right. And just for those of you who haven't been keeping score, I've gotten 1 Hall of Heroes right in the 9 times, I believe, that I have done this video series. So odds are I'm going to be wrong on this, but you never know. I think that's really all I have for today though, guys. So may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.